What's up? Hope everyone's having a good day. So today is going to be a video on Jürgen Schult and why I think he is probably the most overrated thrower of all time. Sorry. And now you might be asking yourself, how is that possible that the men's world record holder in discus is overrated? And an Olympic champion, a world champ, one of the most decorated throwers ever, multiple Olympic medals, multiple world champ medals. Well, I got a couple reasons. Okay, and we're going to get into it. And also do a little technical analysis because let me be very clear. Overrated does not mean bad. Alright? And I know a lot of people on the internet will probably think, oh, overrated means you're terrible. No. I still think he's a top 10 discus thrower ever. I think he's overrated because people put him as the best of all time because, oh, he's the world record holder. He must be. No, he's not. All right? And he never will be. And I don't think he's a top 3 discus thrower ever, honestly. He might have an argument for top 5 discus thrower ever. But in my book, he is not the GOAT and he is not a top 3 discus thrower ever. I don't care if he has the world record. All right? And while that is a big accomplishment, I guess, let me explain to you why he's so overrated. And these are all my opinions. I still think he has some of the best technique ever. You know, you don't just become a world record holder for shit technique. Pardon my French. But I actually feel very strongly about this. And, let's get into the reasons. So, number 1. This guy, for being the world record holder, has thrown, to my knowledge and all my research, he's thrown 70 meters twice. Twice in his whole career. And you might be thinking, someone who threw 74 meters, maybe you would have thrown over 70 meters more than once. And let me tell you why he's only thrown 70 meters twice. Alright? It's because on the video, first of all, in his world record, he reversed. And a lot of people might be thinking, hey, Jürgen Schult was a non-reverser. Well, the beginning part of his career, he was a reverser. But he was so inconsistent, the German government told him to non-reverse so he could win medals. Which he did. But his distance decreased by like 10 meters non-reversing. Alright? And there should not be that big of a gap between your non-reverse and your reverse. Also, his reverse was kind of bad. Alright? I ain't gonna lie. And that's why there's not very many videos of him reversing. Because after the world record, after he broke the world record, the German government's like, yeah, that's cool and all, but we care about medals. And we're Germany, and we're used to winning discus. Alright? And so he's like, oh, well, I just threw the world record. And then they're like, I don't care. Alright, so maybe this isn't his fault. Maybe it's the German government. Alright, but he also went on to become a very decorated, one of the most, if not the, no, not the most, but one of the most decorated discus throwers of all time. So, German government made a good choice in that. But his distance is severely decreased. Alright? Number 2 of why I think he's very overrated is, yes, he's very accomplished. But if you look at the distances that he actually took, and only 4 or 5 of the medals he's won, he maybe 3 medals he's won, he's only thrown over 68 in 3 of them. Out of all the ones he won. And I'm not going to go into detail. I'm probably not going to list his accomplishments and all that in the video description. Alright, because, he's a world record holder. You should know all that already. Alright, this isn't a video, I guess is a video praising and not praising. It's more of, I just want to get people straight of why I think he's overrated, honestly. Alright, and he's the only world record holder I can say that did not dominate an era. Alright? Randy Barnes would maybe be the only other one, but that's just because he got banned and stuff and drug banned and all that, so he didn't really get a chance. But when he competed, he he won medals and all that. So I mean, and he is Olympic champ, just like Jürgen Schult. But I mean, he once he once after 91, he never beat Lars Riedel ever in a major comp. And to me, that's kind of sad. How someone who threw 74 meters cannot beat someone throwing 71 meters. All right. When you take someone like Gerd Kanter, Vergilius Lechner, Stahl, or Christian Che, you know, all those people have so many, like more than like 10 plus comps over 71 meters and like all that. And like just crazy stats. All right. And they're not the world record holder. Gerd and Alekna got close. Very close. In my opinion, Alekna should be the world record holder. In my opinion, he is the GOAT discus thrower. I'm talking about the dad Alekna, not the modern Alekna. He's not even close to that status. Although he might be, he might get there one day. But this is a video about him. All right, and that's why I will take those two over Jürgen Schult any day. All right, because I can count on them any day to throw 68 plus. You know, their averages were in their primes were like 69 meters, which is absolutely absurd. Not only that, but not only that, they had a very long prime, and they both won medals consistently. But I have a different standard for a world record holder. You take someone like Yuri Sadiq, you know, just winning, just dominating everything. The only other person to really beat him is Litvinov. But, I mean, he's basically a world record holder, too. I mean, the two throwers over 86 meters, so I can't even blame him for that. All right? But when Jürgen Schult gets beat by, like, only has one Olympic gold, one world championship gold, I mean, like, come on now. You're the world record holder. With only two throws over 70 meters, I mean, come on. I would expect someone like that to have way more throws over 70 meters. Not even the medal. Take the medal part, because a lot of factors can go into that. You're telling me that the world record holder can only has two throws over 70 meters, and one of them's the world record, and the other one's like barely 70. It's not even like 71 or 72. All right, so he has one like 74 meter throw, which is cool. I mean, well, I guess more than cool. It's a world record. All right, but I mean, just one of throwing just one like not even a major comp, you know. And he is the former Olympic record holder in '88. So I mean, that got beat real quick by Lars Riedel, and then Vergilius Alekna. But I mean, come on, you can't tell me this guy is not overrated. When I hear people tell him, "Oh, he's the GOAT because he's the world record holder," no, it's a stupid argument. Just because you're the world record holder does not mean you're the GOAT of the sport. You have to earn the right to be the GOAT of the sport. All right? And I'm sorry, but no, I can't put someone who's not as decorated, has not thrown over 70 meters as much as the GOAT than a lot of other people on a lot of people in the top 25 list have thrown over 70 meters more than twice. So that alone, the things carrying him are the fact that he's the world record holder, and he is Olympic champion. I mean, like, you got to respect that. And again, I'm not taking anything away from him. He is, in my opinion, fourth or fifth greatest discus thrower ever, behind Alekna, Kanter, and Riedel. But I mean, come on, like, nah, he's not the GOAT. All right, he's not the GOAT. All right, and I normally don't make this video, and I probably never will again. But I'm just sick of people that just put him as the GOAT. It's just like, why? Like, tell me why. Oh, he's a world record holder. I don't care. I honestly don't. Okay, not when you can only produce that distance once in your entire life. All right, and you had Gerd Kanter throwing like over 72 twice, 73 once, and like a bunch of 71 meters. Even Che and Stahl have thrown over 71 meters more than Jürgen Schult. And Alekna has. Hell, even the modern, the baby, not baby Alekna, but like the son Alekna, Mikolos Alekna, he's thrown over 70 meters more than Jürgen Schult, and he just turned like 20. I mean, come on, bro. You can't tell me that this guy is not overrated. I mean, I I expect the world record holder to at least have 4 throws over 70 meters. And I know people will say, oh, well, throwing over 70 meters is very hard. Yeah, it is. But he's also the world record holder. So he has the capability to throw 4 meters further than 70 meters. All right? So I don't want to hear that. But that being said, I think he has some of the most sublime technique ever, and I think he's a very good technical model. All right, so let's actually get into his technique. And I know that's a very hard transition from me calling him very overrated to being one of the most, like, the best technical models ever. But like I said, just because you're overrated does not mean that, I think you suck. I would never call someone who's an Olympic champion and the world record holder terrible. All right? And, I'm sorry. I put him as like the 4th or 5th best discus thrower ever. Whoa, no, he's so terrible. Man, shut up. All right, so let's get into this. So let's get into his throw. I can watch Jürgen Schult throw all day. I mean, it's just beautiful. Everything's done to perfection. It's so repeatable. All the movements are so basic yet so fluid. It's awesome. And I'm speaking as a non-reverser. Reverser? There's a reason why he was not very consistent as a reverser. Let's just say that. And if you don't believe me, just look up some videos of him reversing that aren't the world record. You'll see my point. And by the way, whoever shot the footage for the world record needs to be put in jail for someone like the worst video angle of all time. So zoomed out, like only like zooms in for like half the throw and then zooms out completely, like a terrible angle of the discus. I don't know who was filming that, but they need to be put in prison. All right, like obviously don't know the world record was going to be broken on that throw, but come on, you can't film any throw like that. That's just crazy. But let's get into this. So I actually don't even know what this is from. This looks like Zurich, which I'm assuming is the European Championships or something, but I have no idea. There's just a video I found. Because, I mean, all his throws look pretty much the same. So let's get into it. This is a little older. I think this was made probably in the 90s. Yeah, probably in the 90s. So, and he did have a long career. He competed for like almost 2 decades. So I will say that. He competed up until like the 2000 Olympics. So his Olympics were from like, I think 88 to 2000. So that's a pretty, that's what, 4 Olympics? So, I mean, that's pretty good. And making the final in all of them. So, hey, that's pretty solid. I'm not going to lie. So, but let's get into it. So, gets here. Really nice. Really nice shift here. I love the way that his left foot points that way before he picks up. I love that the knees are super wide. The discus is super back. Really love this sweep. Super balanced. His head and knees are stacked over each other. Super wide knees. Really nice. Really good sprint and holding the chest. Right here. Beautiful timing. Some of the best timing ever. All right. You notice left leg is off the ground when his sweep leg is on this side of the ring. That's exactly what you want. So he gets down perfectly. So then, if this will draw a line, everything is perfectly. That's not the best line. There we go. The discus is perfectly aligned with his right side, and it's a little back, but everything is stacked. Super wide knees, which I really like, especially for non-reversers. A beautiful catch position. Beautiful. Heel-to-heel relationship. Love it. Everything is still stacked. Hips are getting ahead. Knee going out and around. Really stiff right ankle. The discus is super back. Super active left arm in all the right ways. Just cranking it. And then just works the ground forever. Super long. Holds the block forever. Flat foot. Just beautiful. I love his throw. I love his throw so much. All right, it's just textbook. Like if I was gonna make a text, and I know like I said a lot, but if I was actually gonna make a textbook on discus throwing, it would probably just be Jürgen Schult throwing because he does everything right, everything's supposed to. He is built like the perfect discus thrower, not too tall, not too short, super lanky, has all the right athletic attributes, super flexible, super mobile, super fast, super strong, super coordinated as well, and has a complete understanding of what his body's doing, and all that moves in so many great ways. You know, I mean, like people can throw like this now. It's not a it's not outdated style at all. I think this is just how, like, if you had the perfect build for discus, this is how you would throw it, and that's what I believe like a textbook technique is. I mean, there's really like nothing he does wrong, honestly, and he looks like this in basically every throw, honestly. And I think that's a testament to how consistent he was. Hence the medals he won. And you know, non-reverse lends to a lot more consistency, just like the glide shot, because there's so much less that can go wrong in a non-reverse if you're a true non-reverser and you're really good at it compared to reverse. You know, and it's a lot harder to foul. Actually, I shouldn't even say that. I mean, it shouldn't be hard to foul any throw if you know are actually good. You know, if you have good technique, you should just never foul because the technique's designed for you not to foul. But yeah, overall, just fantastic. Oh, I actually forgot to play this regular motion. I mean, just everything is just textbook. Keeps so much separation. Everything's so fluid, so dynamic. It's beautiful. I just think he's overrated because just for the simple fact that people just call him the GOAT just because he's the world record holder, which I think is a stupid, stupid argument. All right? Now, honestly, you could argue he's the GOAT for any other reason, but just because he's the world record holder does not mean he's the GOAT. You know why people think Krauser's the GOAT of shot put? Because he's a two-time Olympic champ, a world champ, has the most throws over 22 meters of all time, the most 23-meter throws of all time, the world record holder both indoor and outdoor. That's what a world record holder should do. All right? And the only people to beat him are some of the best of all time. Sorry, Romas Ubartas from Lithuania. But Jürgen Schult, you should not have lost to him in 92. Okay, I'm sorry. You are the defending Olympic champ, and you just lost to someone who threw 64 meters. Or like 66 meters to win. Okay, come on now. Like, seriously. You lost to him. And like, nobody even knew who the hell he was before he won the Olympics. You lost to a no-name. You are the world record holder. The world record holder, in my opinion, should have at least 2 Olympic golds. That's like... At least, I mean, come on now. Like, come on. Like, if you're not going to have that, at least have multiple world champs, like Lars Riedel, who has like five-time world champ or something like that. He has an Olympic medal, too. And that's why I rank him higher than Jürgen Schult. Also, because Lars Riedel shafted, sorry for this language, but shafted Jürgen Schult every single time they compete. I don't think there was a single comp that Jürgen Schult actually beat Lars Riedel, which is kind of crazy considering, you know, I mean, Lars Riedel threw over 71 meters. I mean, that's nothing to poo-poo about. But when you throw 74 meters, I mean, come on. You gotta beat him. All right? I think I don't think Lars Riedel has more throws over 70 than Jürgen. I actually don't know that. But he's also a true non-reverser for his entire career. I honestly think throwing 71 meters with a non-reverse is more impressive than throwing 74 with a reverse. I'm sorry, call me crazy, but 71 meters with a non-reverse is absolutely insane. Alright, but, yeah, sorry for this long video. I know, and I'm not trying to put down Jürgen Schult. I still think he's great, obviously, and he deserves all the respect in the world, but I just don't think he's the GOAT. You know, I think he's like the 5th or 4th best ever. All right, he's definitely top 5. I mean, I'm not going to be crazy, but I think Alekna, Cantor, and Riedel are ahead of him. And then you can debate who else is up there. But yeah, I mean, hope you guys like the video. Um, and yeah, let me know if I. The thing is, I don't know if he. From what I deduce from looking through all his comps that were recorded and stuff, it only looks like he threw over 70 meters twice. So in the comments, if I was wrong and he's throwing like 70 meters a bunch of times, then this video just isn't even important and you can just forget about it. It completely changed my mind about him. Because that's really why I think he's overrated, because he has all the medals and all that. Which is why I still think he's top 5. And I mean, like, I'm not saying he's trash and his longevity is crazy. But these are things I expect from a world record holder. So, yeah. Those are just my opinions on Jürgen Schult. And I hope you guys have a good day. And Merry Christmas. See y'all later.